40-mile-per-hour zone in London. Police and fire continue to put their arms around people and our communities by taking people shopping and taking prescriptions to the elderly, driving ambulances and supporting those in need throughout this difficult time. I'm immensely grateful to each and every one of our emergency service heroes. And I would also like to take this particular opportunity to pay tribute to the South Yorkshire Police motorcyclist tragically killed as he responded to an emergency earlier this week. My thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends and colleagues at this truly heartbreaking time. His death shows how our exceptional police put their own lives at risk every day to protect the people that they serve. Coronavirus merely highlights the extent of their courage, their compassion and their commitment. Police officers and staff continue to put themselves at risk to ensure that people follow the life-saving instruction to stay at home. Now, staying at home for almost 5 weeks has changed the way in which we are living our lives, and I know how tough this has been. Huge sacrifices have been made. Jobs have been lost. People's futures have been put on hold. Weddings have been cancelled. Families have been able to see one another. Every single person across our United Kingdom has given up a great deal. From the vulnerable, the elderly, those self-isolating alone, to the hundreds and thousands of small and medium-sized businesses, to the children and young people whose education has been put on hold. This extraordinary national effort has been quite remarkable, and I'm grateful to everybody for playing their part. But we should not lose sight of the fact that this country's efforts are working. So my thanks go to the British people. You have fostered a spirit of national unity that is helping us to get through this challenging time. The action we are collectively taking is working, and your sacrifices are undoubtedly saving lives. We know that people are frustrated, but we are not out of danger yet. It is imperative that people continue to follow the rules designed to protect their families, their friends and their loved ones. This will continue to save lives. We all want to return to living our lives as normally as possible, and of course as soon and as safely as we can. And that is what the entire government is working towards. But the 5 tests we have laid out must be met before we can ease these life-saving restrictions. We must be sure that we can continue to protect the NHS, that there is a sustained and consistent fall in the daily rates of death, that the data shows the rate of infection decreases, that the operational challenges are met, and of course, that there is no risk of a second peak of infections. Until then, we all have a role to play in pulling our country out of this crisis. So I urge you all to stay strong and embrace that spirit of national unity by continuing to follow the advice, to stay at home, to protect the NHS and save lives. I will now ask Lynn Owens from the National Crime Agency to give an operational update. Thank you.
Thank you, Home Secretary. Criminals have adapted to our new situation, but law enforcement is adapting just as quickly. As the country pulls together, I want to explain what we are doing to keep you and the nation safe from serious and organised crime. This is clearly a new environment for all of us. Officers across policing are doing